Welcome back to Scottish Movies, and it's time to go through my top 5 best and top 5 worst movies of 2022. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to go through now my top films of 2022 and my worst films of 2022. Get a couple of things out of the way first. All of these are from just the movies that I've seen in the cinema this year, so not anything I've watched at home, and or on streaming, or if I've bought a physical copy of a movie later on down the line. This is literally just the movies I've seen in the cinema this year, and I've seen 23 movies with my cinema card that I have. Just to get out of the way as well, you're not going to see any of these on this list because I've not seen them. Smile, Black Adam, Bullet Train, Nope, Don't Worry Darling, Woman King, Minions, Lost City. That's just an example of a few films that I know were obviously released this year. A couple there might be on people's lists, and yeah, they're not going to be on mine because I've not seen them at the cinema, and I'll be honest, all of them I've not actually seen at home either. So yeah, so let's get started. First, I'm going to go through my top 5 worst movies of the year. Now, I've only really got one movie I saw this year in the cinema that I really didn't enjoy, which I'll get to later. But these others are probably the worst of what was left, really. And I'm going to start with number 5, and that's going to be Sing 2. Now, obviously, this is a good animated movie. I didn't not like it. It's just, and I'm a bit hazy on all animated movies at the moment, unless they're sort of Disney. I don't know. In recent years, I've just struggled with them. Now, Sing 2 was a pretty good film. Like I say, it makes my list because I preferred other movies better than this. I saw this with my daughter. I think she enjoyed it. Like I say, it's not bad. And like the next one on this list, there's better films out there that I saw. So yeah, that's number 5 on my list. Number 4 again is another animated movie, and that's a DC League of Super Pets. I saw this with my daughter as well. This wasn't bad as well. I say again, there's better movies out there that I saw. I don't hate this movie by any means. It wasn't bad, but yeah, probably because it's animated, and I do struggle with more recent animated movies. There's a part of the reason it is on this list. Next up is another movie that is probably on quite a few people's worst movies list. And again, this is kind of there because I did see better movies, but I don't absolutely hate it like a lot of people. And that's Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm funny on all Marvel things. I kind of like just take them for what they are, and I generally enjoy them. Now, when it comes to Thor, I think this is better than Thor: Dark World. That's not the best. I'm a big fan of the original Thor. I think that was great. Thor Ragnarok is probably the best one, and this one was sort of all right. But as I say, there's a hell of a lot better movies out there, and I think all the other Marvel films this year were obviously better than this. So that's part of the reason why I've put it on this list. As I say, I did kind of enjoy it, but not as much as the other films. coming at number 2 is a film I saw back in January, and it's the third in a franchise, and it's kind of a prequel, and it's The Kingsman. Um, Again, I didn't really absolutely hate this movie, but I was disappointed by it. Um, yeah, I do enjoy the first Kingsman. The second one's pretty good as well. But this one, I don't know, there's something about it. I didn't really get on board with it, and yeah, again, I don't absolutely hate it. It was just at best probably okay. But I've seen a lot better films this year than this. And yeah, that's number 2. That's The Kingsman. My number 1 worst film of the year. I think I give this some like 3 or 4 out of 10 back in October. And if you haven't guessed already, it's Halloween Ends. Now, when it comes to the Halloween movies, I've not seen all the Halloween movies, the original ones. I've seen a few. I can't think now. I've seen the first one, second one, fourth one. I've seen Halloween H2O. I've still got a few more to watch. I've not seen the Rob Zombie movies. But I did watch for the first time a couple of years ago the 2018 Halloween, and obviously last year I watched Halloween Kills, which I did enjoy despite the fact a lot of people didn't like that movie either. And I was just expecting more of the same, really, sort of lots of hacking and slashing from old Michael Myers. And we didn't get it. We got 75% of the movie with this new character. I can't remember his name now. Summit Cunningham, I think his name was. And yeah, it wasn't the best at all. A lot of the cast were wasted in this. Like Jamie Lee Curtis had a little sort of fight at the end with probably Michael Myers for about 5 minutes, and that was it for the end. For the end of the franchise, I thought that was really bad. And yeah, it's not the best. And I don't actually own any of the new Halloween movies on physical media, and I was looking to maybe buy a box set of the trilogy when it comes out, well obviously when they're all out, which I think Halloween Ends comes out in a few weeks. But I don't, you know what? I don't know if I'm even gonna bother. I might do maybe when it's very dirt cheap, but I'm not even that bothered. Halloween Ends kind of ruined it for me, and yeah, that is my worst film of 2022. Okay, so moving on to the best. I've got a couple of honourable mentions. First up is another Marvel movie, which I really enjoyed. It's probably my favourite Marvel movie of the year, and that's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now this was a good fun movie. Had that dark element to it with the Sam Raimi directing, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a problem with the multiverse. I'd not really read anything about it beforehand. So the people that turned up was quite a surprise, and I just thought it was a lot of fun. It was just something different as well, and I do like the original Doctor Strange movie. I think everything he's done in the Marvel universe since Benedict Cumberbatch, since he's been in it, has been great. And yeah, but it didn't quite make my top 5. Another film that didn't quite make the top 5 was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Saw that earlier this year. I do actually own that physical. On physical, I won it in a competition from Big Paulie on his page. So thanks for that, Big Paulie. But yeah, I really enjoyed Sonic 2. It just took everything that was great about the first film and sort of multiplied it really with having a lot more of Knuckles, and Jim Carrey was great again. Probably underutilized the some of the other human characters, but it was a lot of fun and everything you could have wanted from a sequel. So yeah, that was Sonic 2. So on to me top 5 now. First up is Scream. And that is, well, Scream 2022 or Scream 5, whatever you want to call it. I really, really enjoyed Scream 5. I thought it brought an end to sort of Neve Campbell's character, this time. Obviously, we're not getting any future sequels. Whether that's a good thing, I don't know. But maybe it needed something different moving forward. But Scream 5, is it General Ortega? She was good, and if she's like in him going forward, it should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I just really enjoyed Scream 5. I liked it the way it went back to the original house, obviously Stu's house in from Scream, the original Scream. Yeah, I really enjoyed Scream, and I'm looking forward to Scream 6. I think it's out. Is it sometime early next year? I think it is. And it's set in New York. I've seen the trailer. It makes it a bit different, so I'm looking forward to that. So that's my number 5. That's Scream. At number 4 is a film I saw just earlier this month in December, and it is Violent Night, starring David Harbour from Stranger Things. Yeah, this was a great Christmas film. Basically, Die Hard meets Home Alone, and it's definitely going to be a staple for Christmas going forward. We'll be picking up the physical copy. It might be one I get on day one release. I don't know whenever that'll be. I really enjoyed it. I probably wouldn't mind picking up a 4K on it as well. But yeah, it's basically about Santa taking on terrorists and kicking ass, and like I say, in the style of Die Hard meets the Home Alone, really. But I really enjoyed it. And so that's my number 4, Violent Night. Going up at number 3 is a DC movie. Who'd have thought a DC movie would beat out Marvel? But it has, and that's The Batman. Yeah, I really enjoyed The Batman. Probably a little bit overlong for me, as you know, I'm not that keen on long movies. But I did like the detective element of it, and yeah, I did really enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to any other Batman films they release. Obviously, I thought Robert Pattinson did a great job, and I didn't mind the villains either. Maybe it'd be good if we saw Penguin. I think a bit more sort of Penguin going forward in maybe the next film. I thought the Riddler was all right. I don't like it too much when they pack in tons of villains in one movie, but this wasn't too bad. They were only sort of there briefly and only maybe sort of just starting off their characters. So yeah, that was my number 3 though. Batman. Coming up number 2. What's made it to number 2? It's Top Gun Maverick for me. Now Top Gun Maverick is a film that is probably a lot of people's number 1. It was just beaten out by another film for me. I think primarily because the original Top Gun, although I'm a massive 80s fan, I never really not graduated, what's the word? I can't think of the word now. I never gravitated, that was the word. Never really gravitated towards Top Gun, the original one, back in the 80s. I had like mates that used to watch it all the time, but I've probably seen it once, maybe twice. I rewatched it before the new one come out, and I really enjoyed it actually. But yeah, Top Gun Maverick took it to another level. It's just an awesome movie, and it probably deserves all the plaudits it's getting. The action in it is superb, and obviously all the in-flight sort of what's the word, sort of basically you see him in the cockpit. You see it's not no green screens or anything. Actually flying the planes, it was just insane. And yeah, fantastic film. I never thought it'd do that well, because obviously you get sequels out years later after the originals, and they're not normally that good. They wait too long. Like they're talking about, say, another Gremlins. I'm not sure about that. They're talking about another Goonies. Some films don't deserve sequels at all. Probably, especially the Goonies. But you know, But it gives you sort of hope, I suppose, after watching Top Gun Maverick, that they might be able to pull it off. I don't know. But yeah, that is my number 2. That's Top Gun Maverick. And my number 1 film, I think I watched this back in, was it April or May or something like that? And it's Everything Everywhere All at Once. And this is basically a multiverse movie starring Michelle Yeoh and, sorry, I forgot the actor's name, but he's short round from Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. I've not seen, and also the Goonies. I've not seen him since he was a kid, but he was fantastic in this film. As were all the cast really. Jamie Lee Curtis was in there as well. And yeah, this is, like I say, multi-first film, but it was just insane. I've never seen anything like it. It's full of action. It's heartfelt. It's, emotional. It's, I don't know. It's just a film that's got to be seen, and why it's not had a physical release in this country yet is just criminal. I just don't understand it. But the day it is released, I'll be picking up the 4K as soon as I possibly can. I know it's been released in other countries. I've been looking at a few overseas, but it's a bit too costly, really. So I am waiting for a copy to come out over here, but and hopefully we get one in 2023. But absolutely superb. Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you're not seeing it, try and check it out somewhere. I don't think it's been on streaming or anything yet over here, which is just mad. I really do not understand it. But that's my number 1 film of 2022. And that's the end of the video, guys. Comment down below what's your best film of 2022 and what's your worst film. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in 2023 for hopefully some more fantastic films. See you later, guys. Bye.